So we finally arrived in Gothenburg in a slightly depressing grey weather. But now we only had 2 more bridges to go to be downtown. Marieholmsbron. Det här är Tilda. Kan vi få broöppning? First bridge went fine. Closing up on the last bridge was with mixed feelings. I've been looking forward to the city life, but arriving in Gothenburg also means that Johan will leave and I will have to do some boat work. Then it caught my eye. There she was, this unique tallship I've heard so many stories about. The last sailing transatlantic cargo ship. This remastered Schooner is now being restored in order to open to public, and we were soon to learn more about her. At the last bridge we found out they are now having fixed opening hours that were not on our print that we got recently. We had to wait a couple of hours and we decided to turn back to have a closer look at Isolda and hopefully to see someone working on her. Unfortunately there were nobody there, but I made a little phone call and guess what? We're gonna be welcomed there for a private tour. That's gonna be so exciting. And yes, it probably helped that one of my former colleagues is actually from the family that lived on her once. The last captain, Ahlgren, sailed her for 51 years. He also had his family there. Their 4 kids were born in different parts of the world and raised on board. It was a bit sad to say goodbye to Johan and walk into the train station, but we enjoyed the rest of the city evening and were looking forward to our study visit. We are at the shipyard where Isolda is, and I see the stair over there and I just realized it's gonna be high up. I'm a little scared of heights. See how this goes. I don't know really.
Man måste gå samman.
So this is one of the original lifeboats. It's so much things that are actually kept. Not sure I would want to go in a storm with this one. Or climb here. Oj, alltså galet. This little building in front of the propeller was the crew area. Not a lot of space for them. Marie and Margareta did not just show us around but shared so many stories with us, telling all about how the life of their relatives had been on this boat. One of the stories we got was when the mom went from here to the crew area and she couldn't manage to get back in 3 days because of the bad weather. This cargo area is likely to be the museum part in the future. And you can see they have already put a lot of work into it. It's really impressive that they are still in such a good shape. Marie and Margareta were even kind enough to give us a ride a bit of the way back. And seeing this amount of work someone puts in a ship like this in order to make it public and keep the history, it didn't feel so bad to know that I was going to do some work on my own when I got back. So a couple of days ago we took our heat exchanger away because of the cooling problems we have. The thing we spent a couple of hours with, we're just gonna do again. The reasons I mounted back in is several. I'm not completely sure it is actually the heat exchanger that is leaking, and if I want to do more tests on it, it has to be in the boat. Also, when you take it away, you have to change the thermostat, and I couldn't manage to find one even in Gothenburg. So running it with the same as with the heat exchanger inside, it doesn't give any heat indication on the engine at all, so I don't really know. And now we're going into the salty water, and we're also going to sail a little bit more. I think it's good to have it in the boat, and maybe I have to fill it up a little bit and have to keep a close look at it, and of course I will have to fix it in the end of the season, but I think it could work for now. And we also want to try a leak stopper. So next thing is this hose that's coming from the impeller house. Is gonna be attached here, I think. I have to double check that. And then the other hose is going out this direction. And then we're gonna mount the hose that's going for the electrical pump, because it's like an S, so it's really hard to get into there. So we're gonna put all what we can on this from the start, and then pull it in, and then we have to do the wiring, because we cannot do that after everything is mounted, then we cannot get to it. So the tricky part is that you want to do everything at once now. And not to forget, we have to change this anode here. But I left it in the front, so I'm just gonna wait for it to be passed to me. They're anchoring a boat next to us, so we just have a little bit of a lookout, because they seem a little bit insecure and it's windy.
Så sitter anoden i där på toppen.
This is the new one that's gonna go in there. This is old one. It doesn't look as bad. Maybe it could last. Tycker vi ska byta den ändå? Den ser inte så dåligt. Den är lite ofräsch, men den är inte äten på.
Nej, då tycker jag att du ska behålla den.
Oops, den gick av. Den var nog inte så bra. From having a look to say it doesn't look so bad, and just touching it, it broke into 2 parts. So yeah, time to change. New one goes in. Next part, the S hose. We put it on here, like that. Now I think we cannot do so much more before we get this one inside. Ja. Den ska ju hänga här inne, så att det är ju...
Då ska den gå till undersidan utav.
So now everything is back in place. This far it all looks good. There is cooling water, no smoke, and it seemed to work quite a while until we started to put some pressure on the engine. And then we found out that the filter that we just took away and cleaned up was something stuck in again. So I think we're gonna leave this one out. Now we're taking it apart again and we'll clean it once more. Look at my nail polish. You shouldn't paint your nails and then go into the engine room. Cross our fingers and hope this is the last time in a couple of weeks at least that we spent an entire day in the engine room. But this night my brother maybe stepped by for a beer, so that's going to be really nice. He lives here in Gothenburg, and he's going to be getting back home today, so hopefully we're going to get to see him and just have a nice evening with some dinner and beers and
Hopefully tomorrow we can get going again, getting a bit north.
I hope you liked this episode, and if you did, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel.